Greenville, South Carolina.
We're at Malibu Apothecary.
As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my day.
Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here.
Everything we do is easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection.
It's fast. It works all the time.
I don't see us going anywhere. We're here to stay.
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, August 16th. I'm Rachel Kim.
And I'm Christine Lazar. Welcome to Kcal News at 9 and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. We want to start with a look at your weather with meteorologist Alex Bisson. And if you're just getting up, you're in for a treat.
Alex, see you soon. Thank you. A woman is killed after a speeding car slammed into her house.
It happened just before 2:30 this morning in Downey, and Kcal News reporter Elise Martinez reports that police say a suspected drunk driver may be to blame.
Downey police say a drunk driver crashed into this home, killing an elderly woman and injuring another. The family distraught over what happened early this morning. A neighbor gave us this Ring camera video, and you can see just how fast the car was traveling before it slammed into that home. Downey police say around 2:28 a.m. this morning, a 24-year-old man from Maywood drove down Gallatin Road into the home, killing a 73-year-old female resident sleeping inside. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A 24-year-old female resident also inside was taken to a local trauma center with unknown injuries. The driver, who was not injured in the crash, was taken into custody for driving under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs. We talked to neighbor David Crespo. He heard what happened.
I was awake at 2 in the morning, and that's around where I heard the car going very, very fast in the corner where I live. And I was like, that's not normal, that speed. At least 50, 60 miles an hour, and I heard some sort of an impact a few seconds later, and then I heard the cops 10 minutes later just going by in full force.
And Crespo says it's not entirely unusual for stuff like this to happen. He says cars regularly speed in this area, and he's also witnessed a few crashes as well. Earlier this morning, the medical examiner came and took away the deceased resident. A tow truck also hauled the wrecked car away. Downey police still investigating, going door to door, asking residents if they saw or heard anything, and also asking to look at their Ring camera video. In Downey, Elise Martinez, Kcal News.
Well, the search continues this morning for this baby boy who was reportedly kidnapped from his mother in a parking lot. The investigation has hit some roadblocks, but as Kcal News reporter Nicole Comstock reports, police have made some progress, but the family says they're frustrated with investigators.
If you have my grandson, please give it to his mom. She's going crazy. Please have mercy on her.
Mary Boyce-Housen is worried sick about her grandson, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Her daughter, Rebecca Haro, was the last person to see her infant son Thursday evening at this Big 5 parking lot in Yucaipa before calling 911 and reporting that he was kidnapped.
Please don't hurt him, protect him, and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
Emmanuel's parents were supposed to embark on a search for their son tonight along with concerned community members, but didn't. Mary says that's because they were called into the sheriff's department again tonight for several more hours of questioning about Emmanuel's disappearance.
They kept questioning them, and they're losing time, like they're not going to hurt that baby.
Earlier today, Rebecca and her husband Jake spoke with us. They said they were at nearby 7th Street Park for their older son's football game yesterday. And Rebecca took baby Emmanuel with her to Big 5 to purchase a mouth guard. She said after she parked near the front of the store, a kidnapper appeared and hit her in the head.
I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair, and I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola," and I couldn't even turn, and I don't remember nothing.
She, in her eye, in her face, yeah. That's what she says. That she said that when they hit her, she's just so white, she fall and she can't remember nothing.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says they're working around the clock to find Emmanuel and bring him home. And authorities couldn't issue an Amber Alert because they need at least a suspect and vehicle description to do that. Details Rebecca couldn't provide them. There appear to be no security cameras in this parking lot. But tonight, Mary says investigators have tracked down some video.
They found a video, but I don't know what's in the video,
Like maybe from the area somewhere?
I don't know. They didn't say nothing, My son just told me that they found a video, and but he had to take Becky home because she's just going crazy, she can't handle it anymore.
Nicole Comstock, Kcal News.
Congressional redistricting has been an ongoing discussion across the country this week, and this morning, protesters are expected to respond. There are more than a dozen protests happening across Southern California today called the Fight the Trump Takeover rallies. They're organized nationwide in response to Republican efforts to draw a new congressional districting map ahead of the 2026 midterms. Nearly 280 events are slated across 34 states. Now, this is the redistricting map proposed by the GOP in Texas right now. Republicans hold 25 of the state's 38 congressional seats. House Democrats broke quorum, and it's unclear when they'll return. But this week's special session ended yesterday with a new one set to start on Monday. Governor Gavin Newsom and state Democratic leaders announced Thursday they are preparing to redraw California's congressional districts in response to Texas' proposed redistricting. Here's a look at the proposed map there, provided by CBS Sacramento. California Democrats believe they can possibly gain 5 seats in Congress to counter GOP gains by Texas. You can see the full map on kcalnews.com/SeenOnTV. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin have wrapped up their summit in Alaska, but there was no plan for peace in the war with Ukraine.
Both men claimed they made progress but did not reveal any details. Kcal News political reporter Tom Waite shows us what unfolded.
President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin emerged from their meeting, which lasted about 2 hours. The two leaders claimed progress was made, but no deal for peace or a ceasefire in Ukraine.
We had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant. But we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there.
As I've said, the situation in Ukraine has to do with fundamental threats to our security. Moreover, we've always considered the Ukrainian nation, and I've said it multiple times, a brotherly nation, however strange it may sound in these conditions.
Trump and Putin delivered their brief remarks and took no questions from reporters. The meeting taking place at a military base in Anchorage, Alaska. According to CBS News, Putin is demanding that Ukraine renounce its bid to join NATO, limit the size of its military, install a Russia-friendly government, and formally give up land Russia illegally annexed in 2022. Putin and Trump were supposed to attend a luncheon after the talks wrapped up, but it was canceled, and President Trump boarded Air Force One and headed back to Washington.
There was nothing new that was discussed or revealed. It's hard to imagine unless there's something that they're not telling us about what was discussed or agreed to, it's hard to imagine what was actually accomplished here other than giving President Putin a red carpet welcome to the United States and probably further discouraging or delaying, at a minimum, President Trump doing something to bring more pressure to bear on Putin to end the war in Ukraine.
Since Russia invaded Ukraine back in February 2022, an estimated 400,000 Ukrainians have been killed, including countless women and children. And even just hours before touching down in Alaska, Russian bombs rained down on innocent Ukrainians. President Trump's strategy appears to involve looking past Putin's actions in an attempt at diplomacy.
I've always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir.
Foreign policy experts say it's possible that Putin wanted this meeting with Trump in order to bide more time, to take more land in Ukraine and avoid sanctions. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Tom Waite, Kcal News.
Time right now, 9:10. Kcal News at 9 a.m. is just getting started. Shopping online has its advantages and disadvantages. A look at a consumer tactic that could be costing you more money.